Hi everyone, LJ Naga here with LJ Realties, and this week I'll be talking about how we determine the value of a property. Now, there's several different ways to determine the value of property. Let's start with a home. The classic way to determine the value of a home is looking at the comparables. We're going to look at least 4 comparable homes that have sold in that area recently, as well as 4 active homes that have sold in that area recently. Now, active prices, you can't just go based on that, because a couple of people sometimes will be asking way too much for the property, which is why the selling price is really the stronger measure. However, we still want to see what the active prices are to compare against as well, okay? When looking at a condo, there's another thing we can do. We can look at a price per square foot. Because there's usually several condos in the same tower that have very similar attributes, we can break it down to really the size of the condo, whether it has a garage space included or not, a locker included or not, and potentially different views or the height that it's on in terms of the first floor versus 10th floor. Those are kind of the variables that come into play determining the value of a condo. Lastly, let's look at a revenue property. That's where we usually use 2 different methods. The first method is the comparable method, like we use with the standard residential home. The second method is a cap rate method. We have to determine what are the revenues of the property, what are the expenses of the property, and what is the capitalization rate. So what is happening in the market right now, at what rate or multiple, which sometimes people discuss, are these properties trading at? Is it 15 times net revenue? Is it 20 times net revenue? Or is that a 5% cap or a 4% cap? These are the things we're going to use and look at to determine what current market value is. So how do we determine the value? It really depends on the type of property that we're looking at. And which method do we use? Well, it depends on the property as well. What is most comparable for that type of property? What are most people using to determine the value of the homes or the properties in that region, in that segment of the market? So we use all of these different methods to come back with the most accurate value for your home, to ensure that you're getting the most value for your home, but staying within what the market's actually looking at right now, right? We don't want to be throwing out random prices, because then we're telling everybody that we're not really sellers. We might be dreamers. We might be seeing if anyone will even contact us at these different price points, but really there's enough active and sold comparables in the market right now to determine fair market value for your property. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you next week.